Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you had a great weekend. This is Monday morning, and I had a great weekend. Got to spend some time with my daughter and son-in-law and our grandkids, and it was just a really, really good time. Well, we've just finished a series on a thumbnail sketch of covenant eschatology, and I asked, tell me what you would like for me to discuss. The number one most commonly requested topic was the dating of Revelation. Numerous folks emailed me saying, seemed like the date of Revelation is really, really critical to eschatology, to understanding eschatology. And so please cover the dating of the book of Revelation. Well, to say that the dating of the book of Revelation is a critical element and important is a huge, huge understatement. Very clearly, if Revelation was written in the 90s, then it's not predictive of the fall of Jerusalem in AD 70. It's not predictive of the end of the Old Covenant age. And therefore, it contains an eschatology outside of the bounds and boundaries of covenant eschatology. So yes, determining the proper dating of the book of Revelation is absolutely critical. And therefore, determining the identity of Babylon, for instance, is likewise equally critical. And the dating of Revelation and the identity of Babylon go hand in hand, hand in glove. Because the judgment of Babylon, whoever or whatever she was at hand, coming shortly, coming soon, at the day of the Lord. So, as we embark on a study of the dating of Revelation, it is absolutely critical that we do an examination of both elements. That is, the dating of Revelation standing on its own merit, but the dating of Revelation as it relates to the topic of who is this Babylon. So, first rattle out of the box. Any interpretation, any study of the book of Revelation that does not take seriously the language of Revelation chapter 1, 1 to 3, as the framework, as the context for understanding this book, is not, in fact, doing proper justice to the investigation of the book of Revelation. Notice what Revelation 1, 1 to 3 says. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave to him to show to his servants things which must shortly come to pass. Now, these things were given to John. He signified it by his angel to his servant John. Now notice, this is the Father revealing Christ through the Spirit to John. John, who bore witness to the Word of God, to the testimony of Jesus Christ, to all things that he saw. Blessed is he who reads, those who hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written in it, for the time is at hand. Now, I want very quickly to take note of a critical element. As I've just mentioned, any study of the book of Revelation that does not take seriously these first three verses that set for us a context of imminence, a context of the nearness of the fulfillment, is simply not doing justice. As one commentator said years and years ago, the key to properly understanding the book of Revelation, pardon me, has been hanging right there by the door all along, mostly ignored by the commentaries. But I want you to notice this incredible fact. You know, one of the attempts to negate, to mitigate, to nullify all of the time statements contained in Revelation is, well, John couldn't really honestly be saying that the time for fulfillment was at hand. After all, Jesus said he didn't know the day of the hour. And so if Jesus didn't know the day and the hour, then surely John didn't know the day of the Lord was at hand. Well, there's a major problem with this. Notice that Jesus said, "But of that day and hour knows no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but the Father only." You catch that? So the Father knew the day and the hour of the coming of the Lord, of the day of the Lord. The Father knew the time of the coming of the Lord in Revelation. Who could deny that, right? Now watch this. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God, the Father, who knew the day and the hour, which God the Father gave to him to show to his servants things which must shortly come to pass. Would you catch the power of this, please? It wasn't John expressing a hopefulness about the nearness of these events. It wasn't even Jesus in his incarnate ignorance expressing some vague generality about when these things would take place. It was the Father who knew the day and the hour, who sent the Spirit to tell John, to tell the churches, these things must, Greek word dei, D-E-I, divine necessity, necessity from the Father himself. These things must shortly come to pass. Now, folks, let me reiterate this, and you must catch the power of this. It was not John expressing a wish or a hope that these things were near. It was not, again, Jesus in his incarnate ignorance. This was the Father himself who knew the day and the hour, telling John through Jesus, through the Spirit. It was the Father revealing that these things must shortly come to pass. Now, folks, if the Father, who knew the day and the hour, by the way, those who say God can't tell time, he knew the day and the hour, didn't he? If the Father, who knew the day and the hour, was revealing through the Spirit, through Jesus, through John, to the churches, that the time was at hand, then you and I have no basis whatsoever, number one, for saying God can't tell time because he knew the day and the hour. And number two, we have no basis whatsoever for saying, well, you know, John couldn't say it was at hand because Jesus didn't know the day and the hour. No, this was not John, this was not Jesus. This was the Father who knew the day and the hour, revealing to John through Jesus and through the Spirit, these things must shortly come to pass. Any interpretation of Revelation that seeks to mitigate the fact that it was the Father himself who knew the day and the hour, who was revealing the imminence of those events, any interpretation that ignores, denies, or distorts that undeniable truth is a wrong interpretation. Therefore, the dating of Revelation and the application of Revelation must fall within some context. The events of Revelation must fall within some framework of genuine, objective imminence. because God, the Father, who knew the day and the hour, said these things must shortly come to pass. The traditional views and the traditional applications of Revelation fall far outside the parameters of shortly come to pass. We've got a lot more. And this is an important study. We'll see you on the flip side.